watching New Kids on the Block, and this edition of it comes to you from the Patagala College of Commerce, perhaps a very apt location for our show on 1 month after demonetization or cash ban. Exactly how are people coping? And as usual, this show is all about future political leaders, so the student union leaders debating their ideas. Now, before we start and I introduce you to our panelists of various political parties and the student wings, I just wanted to get a sense from the audience over here of the management students and the commerce students of this college, just where they stand on demonetization or cash ban. So could we have a show of hands please about how many people think it's a great idea and it's going really well? So a lot of students. Are there people who think the opposite as well? Who thinks it's not going so well? Okay, very few indeed. Some of course are people who are undecided. You could make that out as well. So let me just introduce to start off our panelists today. From the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena, you have Akhil Chitre. From NSU High, you have Surbhi Dwivedi. From the ABVP and a veteran on New Kids on the Block, Ashish Chauhan. And from the Ambedkar Student Organization, you have Sunita Salunke as well. Now, before we start off really, it's been a month, and perhaps what is a fact which we see over there, that the lines that we were seeing for cash, they haven't decreased at all. But is the pain easing? That's what many people want to know. Why don't we start off with you, Akhil? Is the pain easing for the people?
Demonetization was a good step taken by the Honorable Prime Minister of this country. But I would like to note down here that the demonetization, though it being a good step taken, the implementation has been horrendous. And though I have just seen that people are supporting demonetization, we ourselves are supporting demonetization. If there would have been a much better planning, much better implementation, it would have been more easier for people, and it would have been great to accept the demonetization scheme implemented by the government.
ABVP?
As far as the point of implementation is concerned, some of the scholars have rightly mentioned out that if it had been communicated prior to like demonetization, many people would have actually utilized it for their own benefit. It was a sudden like surgical attack on black money. It was intended to do so, and it was obviously targeted upon people who are holding back lot of cash, and we have seen lot many Jandan accounts that's in thousands of crores which is being transferred into Jandan accounts. So it was sudden, it was bound to be sudden, that's why it created such kind of ripples. And obviously pain has step by step decreased from the initial days, because obviously when you just take out 86% of cash from the system, it will create ripples.
Would you agree, at least on that count, agree with your opponent in the ABVP?
They announced that in next 4 hours the 500 and 1000 rupee note won't be, it would be discontinued. But they didn't realize, I think, so that 86.4% of the cash was flowing, it was in circulation. 90% of the cash in India, 90% of the transaction in India is done by cash. So as we are going in the queues, we are helping the people out, we know better that the pain is not at all going to ease.
So I wanted to ask all of the students over here who said that they favor it, and as commerce students, obviously you are looking at it from a specialist point of view as well. What is the counter argument to her argument saying that the poor are suffering? Is there a counter argument to it? Anyone want to say? Yeah.
I would like to add.
Yeah.
Obviously, as far as this point is concerned, that poor people are suffering. When you take such a decision, which is of magnitude of 17 lakh crore rupees, obviously that impacts all the common people, and more so it would have impacted rural area, rural hinterland. But this decision was not made in 4 hours. The decision had prior preparation of 6 months. It was duly known by the ex-governor of RBI and the present governor of RBI.
I just wanted to say that people keep varying that time. They say we knew for 2 months. Now you are saying they knew for
listen point.
Yeah.
So as far as helping out to people was concerned, obviously all the preparation from Jandan account to the rupee,
Yeah.
RuPay card, which was initiated in 2014,
Yeah.
to the NTPI transaction, to the UPI transaction, which was initiated through mobile banking, it has substantially increased in the previous month,
Okay,
and more so after demonetization. So we'll have to see how number of queues or number of people in the queues have reduced, and the amount of new money after demonetization has been put by RBI. Day before, yesterday only, there has been update by.
Eminence, go ahead.
My friend just said that 10 months prior or 6 months prior, the government was already into it and they were like planning how to implement it. Now I would just like to point out that yesterday RBI governor had a press conference and he has clearly stated that only 4 lakh crores of money have been printed in the mint and 11.5 lakh crores have been deposited. So why have they not printed the money beforehand? If they knew they wanted to implement this thing, were they sleeping for 6 months? What kind of attitude was that? And secondly, the weaker section of the society is facing the brunt, not the higher society people, because they are so-called friends, they are well-wishers of the BJP, of the Honorable Prime Minister, the A-listers, both the A-listers. Are they not carrying black money? They don't have, they are not holding money. Only the poor people who are standing in the queues are holding black money.
As far as this argument is concerned, rich people are there in all parties and all people are facing the similar brunt. So as far as black money holders are being caught by administration.
Are rich people facing the brunt though?
Obviously their money is being caught. That is like, if you hold black money.
People. You mean the corrupt?
The corrupt people are being.
Yeah.
So corrupt people, they might be from all the parties and they are facing the similar problems.
You NSUI, you obviously want to.
Yeah, I just want to ask, after 1 month of the pain the poor people, the weaker section, the farmers have gone through, and I have spoken to a few of my friends who are the bankers. They have told me the RuPay thing that you are saying, there are so many people out there, so many poor people out there who obviously must have got the Jan Dhan Yojana bank account, but they don't have their card in place, their debit card, their debit card in place right now. So the bank is not able to process anything, they are not able to do anything to give the bank, the person their bank ATM cards, because they are right now busy in some other preparations. And also to add to one point that you were saying that not only the poor people but the rich people are also getting affected by it, and those people are the corrupt people. So I have a list of 30 cases of BJP leaders who have come up with this, who have been caught by the black money, and there has not been any other political party leader as such till now.
Let me just introduce another aspect over here. Many people are saying now, because as you know, Parliament is completely stalled, they have planned an extra agitation as well, Monday and Tuesday over this. Their opposition leaders are also pointing out, they say the number of dead is 90. Now that's a figure cited by them, by the opposition leaders as well. I just wanted to talk to you about and get, as students, your perspective on one thing that many are pointing out, that when it started out, it was about getting the corrupt and easing out black money and counterfeit money. Has the narrative, and why is it that the narrative, and maybe the students want to say something as well if you want to raise your hand, about has the narrative changed from that to now everyone's talking about a cashless economy? Do you want to, yeah?
The narrative is changing from the black money and counterfeit money to cashless money, because I feel the money which we were using from last 15 years was in flow of currency, and suddenly overnight the decision came, the flow of money is in shortage. Now to replace the 500 and 1000 rupee, there are very short notes of 2000 rupees. So to sidetrack these points, or to sidetrack the focus of black money bringing back and the counterfeit money, the focus is now mainly going on the cashless economy.
Ashish?
Any policy which somebody brings out, be it a government or an institution, it has multiple implications. Obviously, getting onto a cashless economy or heading towards a less cash.
Could it be that because you've now seen, and you're the other opposition and others are making the point that cash is only 6% of the black economy. Is that why the change is happening?
You have seen so many reports regarding there will be, and Prime Minister himself said at Goa that there will be other steps which he'll be taking regarding other things, be it
Okay,
Benami
so
properties.
right now. A lot of the students have questions over here. What is your question? Yeah.
There is a very less circulation of money. So government said that use cashless. Are we well equipped to mark ourselves as cashless economy?
That's actually a great question as well. Yeah, you want to say?
First of all, I don't understand. I fail to understand. If my dear friend would like to just explain it to me, it would be great. First day when we came up with this scheme, Honorable Prime Minister and the government said that this is to defeat the counterfeit notes which have come in the country. Later on when he came in front of the country, he said that this is to hold the black holders out. Now third, when the situation has prolonged for 1 month now he's come up with cashless thing. Now my dear friend has just asked a good question out here. We are really not ready for cashless economy currently, because most of our population is still into agriculture. Now tomorrow in agricultural field, I don't think cashless economy can be implemented currently.
Yeah.
There is no possibility in near future that cashless economy can be implemented there. So what are we talking about? We are just fooling around. We are just fooling the people at large, and people are like become bhakts of some person, individual, and they are just running behind him.
But point is, we are never 100% ready for a change. That's fact. That's universal fact. We have to understand. When we see number of Jandan account, it is in the scale of 26 crore accounts had been created. When we see the RuPay card, when we see the UPI and the MPCI accounts being opened, the amount of transaction being done by young people in urban or semi-urban areas has increased towards be it Paytm, be it free charge. So these kind of
That's not the majority, is it?
Those are the younger people in urban and semi-urban areas. As far as rural economy is concerned, I agree that it is like mostly liquidity, or it is on cash, but still there is enough cash in the system. Yesterday there was a press conference by RBI which said 3 years, whatever money they have put in the system, they have put equal amount of money in one last month.